My name is Aubrey Cole. I work at the Nurtur Aveda Institute Support Center in Loveland. I went to college right out of high school, like I was supposed to, like everyone I knew did. And I thought I wanted to be a lawyer most of my life, but I had a real passion for creativity and music. When I was in college, I ended up working for a record company, and I did that all through college. And then I was lucky enough when I graduated to move to New York, and I started to work for a record label, and then I moved to Los Angeles and I worked for a record label there, and I did lots of different things in the music industry. But when I was in the music part, I realized that the most fun part for me was being on a photo shoot, was being on a video shoot, was being with the band on a tour bus, was being in direct contact with the people that made everybody look good and made everybody feel good. So a friend mentioned to me that she knew someone that had gone to the institute in Minneapolis, the Aveda Institute, for aesthetics. And I thought, Aveda has schools? That's not Joe Schmo's beauty college. That's a real brand with a real history and dignity and beauty and prestige and all these things that I never equated that education to. And I did some research and I found out there was one in Indianapolis, and I grew up in Indiana, and so I sort of chucked it all, and at 30, enrolled in the Institute in Indianapolis. I think I knew going in that I wanted to be in management. I wanted to be in the business side of beauty. I've never thought of myself as the creative person, but I know how to talk to people, I know how things work, I can figure out systems, and I thought, I have 10 years experience in marketing, why couldn't I go to beauty school and then turn all of that into a career mixed together? So when I decided to leave New York, leave MTV, and go to cosmetology school, there were several people in my life that thought I was crazy. But the interesting part is, and the part that matters, is that the people that knew me the best, my closest friends, some members of my family said, oh, finally, like, of course you're going to cosmetology school. So when I went to take my tour of Frederick's, I walked into the place and I felt this energy and this vibe in my soul that was, I need to be here. This is the environment I want to be in. And then, a few weeks later, I signed my paperwork, I start my program, and I hadn't thought about the fact that I was going to be the oldest one in the room, or that I was going to be, I was used to being the youngest person in any situation I was in and knowing what was going on, yet I walk into this environment and it's the exact opposite. It took a lot for me to remember that the 18-year-old girl sitting next to me was maybe braver than I was, because she'd made this decision at this age and I'd gone through a bunch of other hoops to get here. I just didn't want to be the old lady in the room. So I let down my guard and I became friends with several of the women now in my class. And it just changed my whole perspective on how to learn, how to behave, how to interact with people. I'm just glad that I stuck it out, because initially it was hard as an adult to walk into a situation and start over. While I was in school, I thought, oh my God, I love doing this, I can do hair. And then I went to a salon and realized I shouldn't be behind a chair, it's not for me, and tried another career in the in-between. And that didn't speak to me either. And I had this opportunity to go to Milan, Italy for a couple of years with my family. And while I was there, I had some time away from work and time away from email and phone calls and just being too cluttered to make any decisions in my head. And while I was there, I decided when I got back to the US and I looked for a job, I wanted it to be in the beauty industry again. But this time, I was gonna go with my initial thought, which was, let's be on the business end of it. I don't wanna go to work, ever, not another day in my life. And if I think of something as work, that has a really bad taste in my mouth, that has a really bad feeling in my heart, and I want to be somewhere where I feel I'm like-minded, that I'm around like-minded people, that I'm contributing something to make the world better. I've worked in a couple of really unique, niche industries. One of them being the music business, and then the craft beer business. and now beauty. And those are all things people feel really passionate about, that drive your tastes, drive your decisions, drive your how you spend your money. And I've been lucky because the people that I'm working with are what drive my passion and get me out of bed every morning. Having that all come full circle and knowing that how I take care of my family, how I feel successful, how I feel powerful is part of that passion is amazing. And I just love having a hand in making people feel better about themselves.